Hey, welcome back. It's the fire pilot. You know, the guy who's a fireman and a pilot, just not at the same time. Yeah, you get the idea. The other day we posted a video about our landing to Osh. It was more of a reaction video from me and a teaser video for you. A lot of you responded. A lot of you watched. 22,000 people, almost 23,000 people as of the recording of this video have watched that video. If you haven't watched it yet, go watch that video first before you watch the rest of this one. You'll put a link to it right here somewhere, wherever it may be. But I want to address some of the things that you guys have commented on that video. There's a lot of comments. There's a lot of views. A lot of the comments have some certain themes to them, and I want to talk about them. First, ATC. You guys indicated that ATC should not have given me those clearances, and that because of that, somehow, that it was a result of my terrible landing. Given I've never been given 3 different clearances with such distinct different links on a runway, ever. But it's Osh. It's Osh, baby. And to say that the clearances are a result somehow of my terrible landing is just false. That's not what I intended to show. That's not what I intended to do. I want to tell you, I'm PIC. I'm the one that decided to continue to land. I could have went around, which we'll get to in just a minute, but the controllers at Oshkosh are some of the most talented controllers in the world. They are selected by the FAA because they are some of the best in the United States. And that's how they get selected. It's not easy to get to, and once they get there, they work their butts off to make sure that each of us who fly in are safe. So at no point was my video intended to show that the controllers were somehow responsible for that landing. Just not true. I was PIC. I could have done whatever I wanted to do. They simply gave me a landing clearance. I didn't have to take it. Secondly, you said that I should have went around. I should have performed a go around. There are a couple of reasons why I didn't. First, I was on a completely stable landing. Now, given I did have a couple of changes there last minute, a very short final, I received a shorter clearance. No big deal. I was fully within speed range. I was fully prepared to be able to do that. It just didn't work out that way. There was no time where I thought that I needed to do a go-around. I thought that everything was working out just fine. So secondly, or maybe thirdly at this point, keep in mind that that video makes it look way worse than what it actually is. The GoPro starts to shake and it just makes it look terrible. Now that wheel, that right main, didn't come off lightly. I mean, it took a beating, but it wasn't as bad as it looked. The real problem here was that I didn't extend my flaps. I had it at 15 degrees on a Cessna 310. I was doing about 95 to 100 knots on a short final. And that's okay with flaps at 15 degrees unless you have what we experienced, wind gusts. The wind gusts were gusting right down the runway. So I had a great headwind that was keeping me afloat. And right about that last minute, all the wind stopped. And that's when she smacked. Everything's fine, by the way. So we don't have any type of damage. I want to tell you though, the full video is coming out tomorrow night. So if you want to see the full transgression between where we started over in Dells, Wisconsin, and how we got to Osh, I suggest that you give us a follow, subscribe here on the channel right now if you want to check that out. It's coming up tomorrow night here on the YouTube channel. Keep in mind, guys, aviation's about people. I love our controllers. ATC are our friends. They help us, and they're not our enemies. They are absolutely part of what we do to a great degree, and love them. Those guys at Osh, guys and gals at Osh, are some of the finest in the world. My hats go off to you, and thank you for keeping all of us safe during that amazing couple of weeks. Aviation's about people. It really is, and I'm glad to have you around. Give us a subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow. The full video coming out right here on our YouTube channel. It's a Fire Pilot. We'll see you later.